Ayo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Ox coming at y'all with a brand new video, and as you guys can see, we're back at it with another tier list. You guys obviously were expecting it because we already did the PGs a few days ago. So if you guys are excited, make sure you guys smash the like button down below, as well as comment your favorite shooting guard in the entire game right now that you guys are going to be using. I'm still rocking strong with Kawhi. That Curry slide and Ray Allen combo was just beautiful. But let me know yours down in the comment section below. And if you guys want to check out the PGs tier list, that one will be linked in the description down below if you guys want to go check that out and have some fun with it. So without further ado, let's go and get this one done real quick so I can watch all the trade deadline stuff. We got some crazy things that are going to be happening over there. Low key. So, starting off the D tier, we obviously have our four wonderful guys that are just absolute bums, and that is in the dumpster fire tier. We have Manu Ginobili, Jim Jackson, Devin Booker, and Kyle Korver, all of which, just no thank you. Manu Ginobili, normal release timing onto that jump shot 18, just ain't it. Jim Jackson has jump shot 1, and he's just not a good card. Devin Booker, no defense at all. Kyle Korver, just terrible. The reason I'm putting these guys on dumpster fire because I think most shooting guards, small forwards, are actually really, really good. There's not many that I would consider like absolutely horrid that I see a lot of people run. But for some reason, I'm still seeing some of these guys being ran, being played, and just don't do it to yourself. Like really, just don't do it to yourself. Now starting up the C tier, we are coming in hot with Pink Diamond Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson is a bit of a meme right now, but I still think he's actually a pretty good card. It just sucks that he's short. I mean, he's got the Trey Burke jump shot base, which is awesome. He's just overall pretty good card in general. It's just he's way too short, and I just feel like right now when we have Magic Johnson, Ben Simmons, and guys like that running the streets, even at the PG, it just ain't it. Plus, this is a shooting guard tier list, and Allen Iverson is only supposed to be a PG. So, I know we played shooting guard, but let's be honest, you guys are not going to be putting Allen Iverson at the 2 unless you're like absolutely like love Allen Iverson and want a real like Sixers squad, which if you are, you know what, good on you, but like why? Next up is Galaxy by Adrian Zantley, just a card that I could never warrant using myself. He's a card that has not made my lineup ever. I don't suspect using him. Like, yeah, he's a good slasher, he's an okay defender, he's just okay at everything. Jump shot 40 is cool. I don't love Adrian Dantley. I don't suspect myself ever using him, so yeah, not unless I have to. No thanks. Unless I'm doing like some throwback all-time jazz squad, I'll pass. Next up is Tim Legler. Now, Tim Legler is a card that I thought I was really going to like. He looked like that Ruby budget demon, but then I realized the Kyle Korver release, even on quick, it's too slow. No thank you. I just didn't like Tim Legler, especially as a guy that I was supposed to be trying to cheese up like a PG almost. Yeah, no thank you. Not my guy. Next up is Amethyst Norman Powell. Another one of those free moments reward cards that we did get. Like, Norman Powell's cool. We got him from a locker code. That's fun, but didn't really jump out to me as like one of those insane cards that I like really, really needed to use on my team or like have fun with. Like, good shooter, good slasher, good playmaker, good defender, just good at everything. But jump shot 32, only on normal timing. I don't love it. I don't love it. And as soon as you move it to quick, like you have on Timothy Luau Cabarro, it becomes amazing. So maybe if you had that, I could move him up to B, or not a bum, but not amazing. But I'm leaving him in not unless I have to. Next up is Lou Dort, who is just a straight-up defender with a little bit of shooting, and that's really about it. He's a cool, I guess, card, but, like, he's 6'4", so he's not even, like, that insane of a defender. He's just, like, I think, a bit of a meme. I mean, he is an absolute dog. He's a really good defender in the NBA, but I feel like it just doesn't really translate too well into his card in 2K, so I'm throwing him into the C tier, sadly. Sorry, any Lou Dort fans. Next up is Amethyst Levine Petrie, who's just meant to be like a cone shooter, and I don't even think he really does it all that amazing. There's so many other cards, even that Ruby, which we'll see in B, they just do it a lot better than Drazen Petrovic, so I debated putting him in B, but yeah, there's just no way. Next up is Diamond Jeff Petrie. Now, Jeff Petrie is, this was one that was a bit tough for me to actually decide, but you'll see we have, I guess, spoiler alert, we have Galaxy Wade up in B tier, and because Petrie is a slightly worse Wade, I put him into C. And you'll see why when we talk about Wade not being amazing, you'll understand why Petrie's down here. Next up is Diamond Koran Butler. I just absolutely hate his jump shot. It's one of those ones that just pulls you in a little bit too close. It just doesn't feel great. He's supposed to be a good 3-and-D guy. I don't really get the defense when I use him. I don't get the shooting when I use him. Like, no thank you on Koran Butler. And last but not least is Ruby Wes Matthews, another card that's supposed to be like one of those 3-and-D kind of guys. Really just go in there, hold it down, and just play good all around. but emphasis on like the shooting and the defense. But the only problem with Wesley Matthews only comes with bronze range, no sort of like quickness really at all. A good jumper though, and jump shot 38, like I love that, and it is really nice. But yeah, I've had some good experiences with him because he was a free Ruby, but in general, if I had to pick him up on the auction house, I don't think I would over some other guys that we got in here. Next up is Amethyst Afflalo, who does sadly have the same jump shot as Manu Ginobili, but I actually like it quite a bit better. And Afflalo actually plays defense. Like, he actually feels like somebody who can lock it down and actually play quality defense all around on the guys on the perimeter, which is great. And his jumper also is on the quick timing, which is amazing. Just a good shooter, a good defender, a really good finisher as well. He can play make. Just overall, I think he's really good. I don't think he's amazing to put him into, you know, that almost lineup worthy, but like, I still think he's really good. Next up is Diamond Anthony Edwards, another card that we got from some moments, which is pretty cool. At the same time, we got moments Opal Dame, and there's really only one negative that I have on this, and it's the fact that he doesn't come with range extender. He's got the Curry slide, he's got jump shot 80, he's got all of that sort of stuff, but at this point in the year, because so many cards are coming out with, you know, having at least gold range, at this point, you kind of got to have it, in my opinion, to be at one of those A to S tier kind of guards. If you do add it on to him, I'll say it right now, Anthony Edwards is easily an A tier card. I'd throw him in there immediately, but because he doesn't have it like off rip, I'm putting him into B. Sorry for anybody that loves Anthony Edwards, he's been balling, but B. Next up is Amethyst Corey Brewer, a Evo card that we got in the Inferno set, and this card is a slept on demon. Just does not get enough love for how great he is, probably because he's a bit of a annoying Evo, I guess, with the 20 steals, but he gets Hall of Fame clamps. He already has quick first step. He actually just only can't shoot it from deep, and again, it's another one of those, if he had range, I'd probably throw him up there, because the Rudy Gay base on quick with the Pro 2 size of escape for the Curry slide, it's just insane. He's basically like the Amethyst version of Terry, which, I mean, that sounds great to me. Next up is Amethyst Zach Levine, just a slightly worse version of his pink diamond, so I only left the Amethyst up there, plus he's the newer card, so some people want to see where he's ranked. And this Zach Levine, if he had some more Hall of Fame badges and things like that to more round out, I think, his stats and things like that, I'd put him into A easily. That Zach Levine jumper is absolutely money. I love the Curry slide and that quick, you know, timing on it. The tendencies on defense, definitely not great. Has gold steady, so for the people that are on current gen, definitely not great, but on next gen, this card dunks on everybody. He shoots great. He is lightning quick and still plays some good defense, but his 49 interior is absolutely terrible, so you do have to watch out for that. Next up is Amethyst Ronald Murray, who is basically just like a worse stats and badge-wise Allen Iverson, who's just taller. Got that Hoiberg base, just has some really shifty dribble moves, a really good dunker, really good slasher to the paint. This is kind of the same thing. I've repeated myself, but a good defender and a good playmaker. I just like Ronald Murray. I think he's a great budget option, and I use him quite a bit in limited when we can only use, for an example, like one Opal, and then we need just the rest Amethyst. Ronald Murray's coming in there as my PG for sure. Next up is a Diamond Quentin Richardson, who is a basically just Klay Thompson clone, which is great. Not in the terms of like all his other things, but he has the Klay Thompson jump shot base, which is a jumper that I absolutely love. I think it's money, I think it's nice, and I think most people should, you know, give him a shot, because if you like the Klay Thompson jumper, you're gonna love him. I mean, he has a bunch of Hall of Fame shooting badges. He got some okay defense, some okay finishing, some pretty good playmaking, but like the big W is the fact that he can shoot it from deep. Doesn't have any good dribble moves or anything like that. Like, he's just okay, but the big thing is that when you can give it to this Quentin Richardson and just catch and shoot whenever you want, this card is going to be making all of the shots. Next up is a Ruby Kobe Bryant, one of the best budget cards that we have in the game. The Kobe Bryant base is amazing. He's an amazing slasher as well. For a Ruby, I think he's a really quality, really good defender. It's just a really fun card to run in general. Not amazing, but not a bum. Just good. Just a really good budget guy. Next up is Ruby Kevin Porter Jr., who, if he had Hall of Fame badges, just a few more, I'd be throwing him instantly up into that A tier, because, I mean, I've said it before that I don't love the jump shot 49 base, but Kevin Porter Jr. is making me just love it this year. I think it's just better this year. I don't know what it is. I know probably to some people it doesn't feel different, but to me, I quite like the change in the jumper. He has jump shot 49 with the Curry slide, which is great. He comes with range, some, you know, good gold defensive badges, things like that. But like I said, the one thing that's holding him back is the fact that he doesn't have any sort of Hall of Fame badges. He's a Ruby. You know, they're not giving Rubies all these crazy badges quite yet, which is a little bit tough, but I love him. I think he's fun, and I think for the majority of people, he fits what you need on a lot of squads. You know, just a Ruby that can come in there, get some buckets, and then leave. Yeah, Kevin Porter Jr. does it all. Next up is Ruby Fred Hoiberg, who is a demon, and I did not expect it to be this way, which is, to me, just kind of crazy. You know, Fred Hoiberg's coming in here as one of those just insane cards. Like, excuse me? Like, it just doesn't sound right. But Fred Hoiberg is a guy who comes with jump shot 38, which is the quickest jumper in the entire game, and is the first, like, PG, I think, to be getting, or shooting guard that can play the PG. The other one is Wesley Matthews, and then he has the Curry slide as well with the Curry layup package. He's not the greatest of finishers, but he's going to be one of the most amazing shooters that you could ever feel in the game, because jump shot 38 is smooth, it is clean, it is nice, and then you give it that quick release timing with gold range. It's going to be money. Next up is Felipe Lopez, who's basically just Kevin Porter Jr., who's a slightly better dunker in my opinion, and then can play the PG. There's nothing wrong at all, and again, I still use Felipe Lopez all the time, especially in limited, when it comes to those, you know, maybe you have 3 Amethyst and then Ruby and lower. Felipe Lopez is going to be my PG, and you know, that Zach LaVine is going to be that shooting guard now. Next up is Galaxy Apple Dwayne Wade, and the big thing for me on Dwayne Wade and why I've been putting him into B tier, despite a good portion of you guys strongly disagreeing with it, is I know Wade has should be one of the best jumpers in the game, in that Wade base, or you know, jump shot 94. Like, it should be one of those amazing ones that everybody loves. But if you really take a step back and just look at it, it's not the most amazing, because it's only on the normal release timing, and that's, I think, the big thing that's been holding me back with Wade, and why recently I felt like he's not really doing everything that he should be for me, which is kind of tough. I know he's 6'4", 6'10", wingspan. He can shoot it from deep, play good defense, dunk at everybody, all that sort of stuff. But you know, only having the slash or dribble style when everybody's getting quick and shifty, not having the Curry slide when everybody's getting it now, and not having his release timing on quick is huge. And I think if he had really quick release timing, everything else wouldn't be too big of a deal. But they kind of just compound and making this Wade just not feel as great. Then give him quick, you can put him up in A. And then last but not least is Buddy Hield in here, who's showing to be an amazing shooter. Not a great defender because the tendencies are terrible, but just amazing shooter and all-around offensive card. And again, he's free, so like for budget guys, I could really see why you'd want to run him. Starting off the A tier, we have Diamond Tyler Hero. Oh my lord, I love this card. The Traberg base on quick is money, and this Tyler Hero uses full advantage of it. Like, one of the best and most pure shooters I've ever used in a 2K game. I just absolutely love him. I think he's money. I think he's fun. I think he's great all around. Like, give me Tyler Hero every day. And he's a free card too, so it's like, thank you. Next up is a Galaxy up with Tracy Mcgrady. Just a simple case of I didn't think he was S tier compared to his peers, which might be a bit controversial. It's okay. I think it was last time in the tier list that we did, I put Tracy Mcgrady in there at, you know, the A tier. And I get it, you know, he's got the Traberg base, he's 6'8", it should be fine, but again, slasher, dribble style, not great, doesn't have the Curry slide, not great, everybody's kind of getting it at this point. His interior defense is kind of trash. I really don't feel like he's a great defender, to be honest. His tendencies are, they're okay, and overall, I think Tracy Mcgrady is a great card. Like, A tier is not calling a card bad by any means, but I think we're getting a lot of guys recently that are just doing everything that he can do, and they just feel better than T-Mac. Next up is Pink Diamond Ray Allen of the free card, who is basically just like a slightly worse, slightly shorter Kawhi, which isn't really a knock on a card, to be honest, because that sounds like quite the fun card to use. But with Ray Allen, you're basically just getting a guy with that, obviously, Ray Allen jump shot base, who is going to be a pure shooter with the Curry slide and the long athlete layup package, which is going to do everything pretty well. Okay defender, pretty good finisher, but really you're focusing on the fact that he's going to spray it. Coming up next, we have both Klay Thompsons, the Diamond and the Galaxy Opal, and if I'm being honest, there's like no difference between these two cards. Like, if you go up on, I'll do it live right here so I can get a little bit of clicking, but we'll compare the Diamond Klay to the Galaxy Opal Klay, and I'll just read out to you guys some of the differences that I'm seeing on 2KDB. You guys won't be able to see them, but you know. The Opal Klay is a little bit faster, is a little bit better of a rebounder, a little bit better at drawing fouls, and a slightly better shooter from 97 to a 98-3 and a 93 to a 97-3. Not a big deal. Has a few extra Hall of Fame badges. Acrobat, contact, finisher, fancy forward, relentless. Pretty good. Difficult shots, hot 100 green machine, and clutch shooter. But the thing is, Klay has them all on gold already, so it's not too big of a deal. Other things are like a pogo stick, a lob city passer, flashy passer. Just not big deals. A little bit better in the dunking tendencies, a little bit better in the defensive tendencies. I'm including like a boosted to take charge, but in general, I just don't think it's that great, especially when both of them have the shifty. Both of them have the Klay Thompson jumper. Both of them have the quick timing, and both of them have the Curry slide. Like, they're essentially the same card. They're both sitting there in A tier. Next up is Juan Carlos Navarro, my guy. Oh, man. Juan Carlos Navarro, I think it's just a really fun guy to have in the game. 6'3" with a 6'10" wingspan. He's basically just a reskinned Dwayne Wade who is significantly better. And this is the reason I don't think I can put Wade up in A tier as well, is because we have somebody who has his exact animations, but then gets the Curry slide, has the release timing on quick, and it's just better. Like, just better. You know, this Juan Carlos Navarro is amazing. If you love Galaxy with Dwayne Wade, but you don't feel like he's really cutting it for you anymore and you want an upgrade, Juan Carlos Navarro is your man. I promise you. Next up is Galaxy Opal James Harden. Obviously the hero version, because why not? It's the slightly better one. And I think the one thing that hurts this James Harden and why I'm putting him into the A tier instead of the S tier, or the not quite, you know, a demon tier, is because the James Harden jumper just is a little bit slow. It's really easily baited, and it's just not great. And I think if you're going to be S tier, you got to have some of the best animations, or some things that are so good that if you don't have the best animations, it makes up for it. And I don't think James Harden really just has it. Like, no thank you. Like, he's almost too shifty, you know what I mean? Like, he does things that are so saucy that it actually hurts you sometime in game. It just doesn't feel like really James Harden does IRL. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. Next up is Evan Fournier, who is basically one of those jump shot 4 base players with the Curry slide, and it's just absolutely amazing. Evan Fournier is great. Recently just got traded, I think, to the Boston Celtics, which is pretty cool. But Evan Fournier is just an absolute demon. He's a great shooter. He's a great dunker. He's a good defender all around. I just think he's a great card, and if you were somebody that could get him locked in for free, why not? Next up is a Galaxy with Donovan Mitchell. I've seen some people say they don't like him because he's a little bit too small, and that's just something I wholeheartedly disagree with, because I've been able to make it work with Donovan Mitchell. I think in the gameplay that I did as well, I had a game where he was originally guarding Ben Simmons. You just switch him off, and boom, your money. He's an amazing shooter. For a 6'1" guy, I think he plays the best defense that he possibly can and can dunk on everybody. There's just something about Mitchell that feels cheesier than, you know, Allen Iverson. Both of them are only 8 inch height difference, but Mitchell has a 6'10" wingspan instead, which I think really helps him, and just overall just feels better, feels shiftier, just feels great, and he's a free card again, so I probably have a little bit of bias towards that. Next up is a Pink Diamond D'Angelo Russell, another free card that we got from the agendas, and D'Lo does it all. Ice in his veins, one of the best card arts, let's be honest, no cap, best card art. D-roll base is amazing, and offensively, whether it be, you know, just slashing to the basket, shooting threes, or even just playmaking in general, this D'Lo is an absolutely insane card. But when it comes to the defensive end, he's just kind of like average. I'm not excited about it. But the shifty dribble style and the Curry slide is more than enough to make up for it and put him into A tier. Absolutely love D'Angelo Russell. And maybe as a PG, I probably would put him A as well. And last but not least, we do have a Pink Diamond Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the end of our almost lineup-worthy tier. And Shai is a pretty good card. I was surprised that 2K actually gave him the secondary position PG, because they didn't at first, and then we bullied them into getting it, which was cool. But to me, he kind of has like the same sort of feeling as the guy we just talked about, D'Angelo Russell, except having better defensive tendencies, which is great. And I think slightly worse shooting, but still quick dribble style, Curry slide, has jump shot 91, a unique jumper only to him, on quick as well, which is awesome, and he just feels really shifty, really nice, really great. If you use the Diamond Shai, which I did for quite a while, I absolutely loved him, and the one thing was bad defense. This Pink Diamond perfectly fixes it, and it makes it a really fun card to use. And last but not least, we're starting off the S tier with Galaxy Opal Brandon Roy, who is just Tracy Mcgrady, but better. Like, he's Tracy Mcgrady, but better. Brandon Roy is just amazing. He has that Hoiberg base, which is awesome. He has amazing dunking. He has an awesome shooting, almost 3,000 total stats. His defense just feels out of this world, especially with that 80 interior. As the Hoiberg base, obviously on quick, long at the layup package, all that wonderful stuff. And I've heard some people say that they've put, you know, some sort of like defensive shoe on, you know, Brandon Roy. I can't remember exactly which one it is, but it might have been one of those Kobe ones. I think the Kobe defense shoes, because it gives him a +5 in interior defense, perimeter defense, lateral quickness, steal, and block, and it makes him just an absolutely insane defender. And it's really fun. So Brandon Roy, definitely in the demon tier. Same thing goes with Vince Carter, one of the biggest green window jumpers in the entire game for an Opal. Yes, please. Sounds like a great time. 606 of the 2 as well is great. Awesome defender all around with that 84 interior and 92 perimeter. He's an amazing, stupid quick card that can dunk on everybody. Some of the best slashing you'll feel in a card. And then when it comes to that jump shot, having all those amazing Hall of Fame badges along with his green light jumper, it is just amazing. And the tendencies are great on it as well. The one thing that hurts him is because it's a high green window jumper, it's slightly slower, and he doesn't have the quick or shifty dribble style. But I still think how good he is and everything else definitely makes up for it, and he's in the demon tier. Next up is Galaxy Opal, Scottie Pippen, man. Scottie Pippen is a demon. And this one may be one that I might get a little bit of hate for. Who knows? Because jump shot 30, his jumper is definitely one that's pretty terrible. I know a lot of people don't love it, but I got really used to it using his Amethyst to the point where I was actually shooting like 40-50% from 3 with Amethyst Scottie Pippen, who had a terrible 3. With his Diamond, I was absolutely money. We were shooting even better with it. So I've really got used to it, and I used Brian Russell for a while, which is awesome. But the great thing about the Scottie Pippen is, in my opinion, right now, this Scottie Pippen is the best defender in the game. Like, he locks everybody up on the perimeter. He locks people up inside as well. Then he can take it out, dunk on everybody's head. Is an insane fast break demon and still is going to shoot the lights out. Absolutely love this Scottie Pippen card, and I think he's just amazing. And it kind of makes me fear for a potential, like, Dark Matter or, like, a duo with the Dark Matter Jordan because, Lord, it's going to be nasty. Speaking of which, Dark Matter Jordan. He's the guy that's next on our tier list right here. Obviously, you guys probably could expect. Dark Matter Jordan is obviously going to be into the S tier. Even his normal one would be an S tier. The only difference between the two is the fact that this one that we have up on the tier list has Hall of Fame range and the other one has gold, but it's not a huge difference when you have 3,186 stats and 39 Hall of Fame badges on current, 42 on next gen. Like, come on. Every single stat that really matters on this Jordan is a 90 or above. Even the tendencies are absolutely insane. He has the Pro 2 for the Curry slide and has the Michael Jordan jump shot base with some money. Don't like to do much explaining. He's up there in ass. Same thing with Kawhi Leonard. Should come to no surprise to anybody that you mix the Ray Allen jump shot base with one of the best perimeter defenders in the game with the Curry slide, and it's going to give you the S tier or the demon tier. Like, yeah, for sure. Same thing as with John Havlicek. I have to put this guy into S tier because of how bad that AI has absolutely messed me up in the Spotlight Sims. If you guys know what I'm talking about, let me know down in the comments, because this John Havlicek has it has done unspeakable acts to me on the court, and it's so annoying because you give that base 98 on the quick timing and then also give him some of the best slashing, shooting, and defending in the game. You're obviously giving yourself a demon of a card. Next up is another free Galaxy Opal that we got in Clyde Drexler, a slept-on jumper with jump shot 5 that not a lot of people get love to, but it is amazing. Still an amazing defender and slasher, obviously, as you would expect with the Clyde Drexler card, but still plays that solid, really good defense, and he's got the shifty with the Curry slide. Like, oh my god, come on, it is money. He's ass. And last but not least, for the demons here, we have Malik Sili, who, if you actually go in and compare the two of these cards, Malik Sili and Kawhi Leonard, I think you'll be surprised with some of the findings that you come across. Because I originally thought, obviously Kawhi and Malik Sili are very similar guys. Like, Malik Sili was for the people who couldn't get Kawhi, but Malik Sili is 1 inch taller than Kawhi, same wingspan, same height relatively. It's like an inch taller, you know what I mean? But Kawhi does have some key upgrades and stats that definitely matter, like a 95 to an 85 steal. That's a big deal. But if you actually look at it, Sili comes out with more total stats without shot IQ, intangibles, and potential, which is pretty nice. And then for the badges, Kawhi has a few extra ones, like Hall of Fame range is definitely a big upgrade, has some more gold shooting badges. But Malik Sili also doesn't have any form of steady, whereas Kawhi has it on Hall of Fame, which is good for next gen, but obviously not great for anybody that's on current. So I get it. So let me know what you guys think about the list down in the comment section below. This is what we got for our demons, our almost lineup worthy, our not a bum but not amazings, our not unless I have to, and our wonderful dumpster fires down there with Manu Ginobili. How you feel? You look dumb. Anyway, this is what we got. Make sure you guys liked it if you guys did enjoy or found it informative at all. Make sure you guys comment down your favorite shooting guard and all that wonderful stuff we talked about throughout the video. And check out the PG's tier list in the link in the description down below. Make sure you guys subscribe if you guys are new. We are on that road to 10K subscribers. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I will see y'all in the next video.